Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Ready to Love DC, episode 9, entitled Out of Town and Out of Bounds. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. Cast members head to a mansion to get away and have more time with possible connections. Camille is excited to get away and even share a room with Cornelius. Zadia says to production that they have a brown girl squad, which includes Zadia, Mumim, and Camille. They're three women that enjoy each other who just happen to all be brown skinned. Camille thinks that it's good to get away and there's gonna be drama, but she's here for it. The drama is brewing between the ladies, but it's brown girl squad for life. She's 1000% sure about the connection with Cornelius. He wants to take things slow, but he feels that they're moving in the right direction. While Walter and Sabrina ride together, she questions, "Do you consider us to be in a relationship or a couple yet?" And Walter says, in his production clip, he says that his connection is with Sabrina and Mumim, and he's ready just to get away. Sabrina admits that she used to be an exotic dancer for 10 years. Walter thinks that it's odd that she's bringing it up now and definitely sees the red flags. Zadia has a connection with Niam and Dante. She's aware she needs to make a decision and time is running out. Mumim says that people need to solidify their connections and make final decisions. Sabrina should be aware that her and Walter's connection is something special. They even have music in common and have even wrote a song together, Stay Right. Dante says that he has a connection with Zadia and she's even been his #1 pick, but those feelings aren't reflected back from her. Him and Aisha haven't had much time physically together, but they talk a lot on the phone. They really vibe. Aisha also loves his calm nature, and he's very good looking. Tommy arrives and says that this trip will be uninterrupted, there'll be no distractions, and they have time to relax. Everyone should try to make their connections, but there's a curveball. The women will have to eliminate one man. Tommy will return tomorrow to get the scoop. Walter is nervous because in this journey, you never know. Mumim enters the room and feels his energy is completely off, and Sabrina feels the true connection is between her and Walter. Mumim is clearly jealous. As the day continues, everyone spends some time in the sun and by the pool. Frank's goal is to spend as much time as possible with Mumim and Sydney. He sees them both as potential forevers. Sydney has a connection with Frank and Phil. Zadia and Niam take a moment. She wants to know exactly where they stand because she doesn't want to put all of her eggs in one basket. She also stirred up a little drama because she asked Cornelius what was his true intentions with Camille. Niam even kind of jokes with her and says, are you their Dr. Phil? What's been going on? But Niam confirms that he's definitely vibing with Zadia and wants to continue to get to know her. Phil and Shiloh speak, and he's not exactly clear about his connections or how he feels. It kind of bothers Shiloh. She says to production that he's really not verbal into speaking his feelings and emotions. I kind of need to know something. Mumim tells Walter that he's been distant and not opening up emotionally when Sabrina is around. Walter says that he doesn't know what goes on when she's around other men, but knows that it's a possible connection. He's not ill-informed that Mumim has other connections. He doesn't want her to be petty. He tells her that it was very obvious about your bad vibes at the piano. She says again, when Sabrina comes around, he's someone completely different. She even says that she believes that he's being manipulated, and his point of view of her is being poisoned. Walter wants her to chill and says to production that I'm here right now and trying to fix things with her and her concerns, but she just says that I'm being disconnected. What else am I supposed to do? Instead of sitting there and talking things out, she walked away, and I didn't like that. Dante is really loving Aisha's energy. Aisha loves that he's such a man, but subtle and gentle. He's very intentional, and she's getting closer to him. He's happy, and he's finally able to spend time with her. Over the phone was just the cherry on the top. Camille and Cornelius take a moment. Camille feels that since they've spent so much time together, she wanted to present him with a gift. It's an inscription that reads on a necklace, "God is greater than our highs and our lows." There has been some times when they both wanted to walk away, but she feels that they'll work things out. Cornelius doesn't even want to answer to production if Camille is controlling. It's dinner time, and Walter and Cornelius say the blessing. Aisha gets some convo going and wants to know from everybody, what do you think about Tommy's curveball, considering sending one guy home? A few agree that it's tough to send someone home because people are really making connections. Camille shouts to Cornelius that he's good though. He has nothing to worry about. Dante says to production that Cornelius and Camille's connection seems to be very possessive, but I wouldn't put up with it. Camille keeps adding some comments about some of y'all ain't got a reason to be concerned. Aisha tries to keep the convo going with being positive, but Camille keeps adding petty comments about how some people don't need to be concerned because they already made a connection, and that some people did a marathon through this entire process, but she sprinted straight to the point. Some of y'all just need to face the fact about that. See y'all at the reunion. Sydney says to production that Zadia and Camille have this cliquish energy. I mean, we didn't come here really to make friends. I mean, it's cool, but they come off as catty, bitter, jealous, and insecure. Aisha explains to the table that everyone's journey is different. Some are still trying to confirm connections. You and Cornelius, y'all made a connection early. That's great. But who's to say that he won't get voted off because no one else connects with him? Camille says that if that happens, she'll F up somebody. If they did. It's called Ready to Love, not Confused AF. Aisha says a calm comment like, at these moments, I'm just happy that I don't drink. But she explains that that's not what she meant. She makes a production note that that's why the women can't openly discuss about the process. You're making these threats and you're saying these comments. Zadia jumps in and says that if you have a connection with somebody, why wouldn't you fight for them if you're going to be on the chopping block? You sound real haterish because you don't have any connections. Aisha says again that that's not at all what I meant, and there's not a hater bone in my body. Why can't I just express my opinion without getting flack for it? Zadia says to production that this is not the first time that Aisha has diarrhea of the mouth, and I'm sick of it. Meanwhile, Cornelius and Niam just sit back and watch the drama. Niam also says to production that he has a connection with Zadia. In that situation, he wished she would have walked away and maybe not said anything. She brings the drama, but this whole situation is just nonsense. Phil pulls Aisha to the side, along with Dante. He wants to know why she's arguing about her process to somebody else. Aisha, though, is more upset at Zadia for saying that she's a hater. She's not a hater, saying that I'm hater-ish. It just keeps upsetting Aisha. Sabrina had no issue with what Aisha was saying. It was just her opinion. They're all just being mean girls, and they're just poking to get a reaction. Cornelia says to production that the behavior is childish, and it's setting more doubt about Camille. Dante confronts Zadia about poking the bear. The behavior is just off, and he doesn't agree with it. She now thinks that he's on Aisha's side, and he just wants to be a peacemaker. But he says, no, I am for understanding and peace. Zadia is even more catty, saying that she doesn't need a peacemaker. And Dante says, see, now that's what you're doing. It's certain things that you say that I'm really just learning now. It's just a part of your personality. Dante says to production that it's definitely time to exit the Zadia bus. I don't really like her behavior. I don't like it. Phil understands that Aisha was just voicing her opinion, and Dante takes Aisha away to talk to her alone. He brings her into a room to get a massage. She's had a long day, and it's been full of drama, and he just wants her to relax. He wants her to redirect her energy back to him. Aisha appreciates all of the attention and attentiveness to the situation and thanks him for having her back. Aisha and Dante are so excited to confirm that everything they've shared over the phone is reflecting physically. The next morning, the energy at the table is much better. Tommy arrives and reminds everyone that one man will go home and the remaining men will rejoin in DC in the gentleman's lounge. Now he wants to talk to the ladies in another room. Tommy wants to hear from Camille because she's making those faces again. She starts by saying that there's a lot of things being said and it's starting to confuse me. Before she can go on, Aisha interrupts in saying that those women like to talk about other people's processes. But Zadia jumps in and says that there's a difference between what you say and what you mean. What you said last night came off like being a hater. Aisha says, you always come off as aggressive. But then Camille and Zadia start to talk at the same time, but Tommy stops the arguing. Tommy says, hey, look, everyone has their own opinion, but respect has to be present. I don't want to hear about anything else that has to do with the disagreement in the process. Let's just get to the love part. I just want to know who loves who. Sabrina starts off and says that Walter and I have a connection and the trip has made them closer. Mumin says she thinks that Walter is an amazing guy, but the trip did not make them closer. Things between them seem to be fizzling out. Aisha says that Dante and I always had this connection over the phone, but now that we're here physically, things are just great. We spend more time together, and to add the cherry on the top, he even showed a lot of attention and gave me a personal massage. He has shown excellent courtship. Zadia says that Dante and I have a connection. He's attentive, he's a gentleman, but she's conflicted between Niam and Dante. But apparently Dante put me in the back seat and put Aisha in the front seat. Zadia says to production that she thought her and Dante had a strong connection, especially from their conversations. But it just seems like Aisha came out of left field. He has every right to connect with anybody else, but she wishes he would at least said something. Aisha says to production she thinks it's interesting how now Zadia is putting all of her eggs in the Niam basket now that Dante is focused on me. Sydney says that she really loves Frank. We're like the female and male versions of each other. That's bae. Camille says, of course, her connection is with Cornelius and everything that he has checks off all of the things off her list. Majority of the things. She even gifted him a necklace and he would be the person that she would walk down the aisle with this time. She finally shares the information with everyone that she's been engaged 3 times already. Sabrina says to production that she has a lot of growing up to do. I don't think Cornelius would want to be able to handle that. As a matter of fact, I don't think he could. It's a lot of red flags that he's ignoring. Now Tommy wants to know who they're not feeling. Zadia starts off and says that Walter is ready to play, not to love. Sabrina says Cornelius. He's a great guy, but he's had no interaction with any of the other women. Mumin agrees with Sabrina. Aisha says to production that he hasn't followed the process. He's attached to Camille. On top of that, he even let her pull the reins. Shiloh adds to that, saying that he's very vulnerable and he didn't connect with anyone else. He didn't open up. Sydney says that Niam didn't put the effort into meeting anyone else. Mumin, Shiloh, and Aisha agree that he didn't open up. Neither did Niam try to meet with anybody else. Zadia says to production that this is where I need to jump in because what they're not going to do is disrespect his character. She tells the ladies that I've talked to him about making friends and how he needs to have a little bit more fun and open up. But I don't think he's doing that on purpose, not trying to connect with people. Aisha says to production that their connection is very surface level and boring. They're not here for the process. While Tommy tells the ladies to prep for elimination, Zadia and Camille hold hands for support. Mumin is just drained, and she feels that everyone is, of course, thinking, I hope that the dude that goes home is not my man. Now it's time for elimination. Zadia speaks with Niam, and Cornelius speaks with Camille. Niam to production admits that this date between Zadia makes him very nervous. Something is definitely up, but any time that he can spend with Zadia is great. She's honest with him and letting him know that the ladies all agreed that you and Cornelius haven't really made that many connections. He doesn't know what to say because he feels he's been as genuine as possible and honest. He's also been led by his heart and mind. He made sure to match his actions with his words, but the ladies all agreed he's a good guy. There's just no connection. When Camille begins to talk with Cornelius, she can barely get her words out because she says that she's trying not to cry. She feels that God brought two people together for a reason. Before either group can get into a deep discussion, that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. Stay right, stay right, stay right, stay right. Boo! Get it off the stage. It's trash. Everything you're giving is trash. You better go to the left, because everything you're saying in a box to the left. Girl, Walter, I don't know where to begin. Okay, let's start off by some key points. If you've been following me and listening to these reviews, you know your girl Bunny has been right from day one. Okay, I've said that all of these candidates, all of these people need to be in a mansion for this process. I've said that for the longest time because when you see somebody in their raw form, it's hard to hide who you really are. Have I not been saying it this whole time? When people can show their true selves and get out of this meet my first impression person, we can really get to the crust of people. I've said so many times that when they go out on these dates, it's a set allotted amount of time. They're dressed up. They record for blah, blah, blah. They walk down, they get the shots, and then they leave, and they do the same thing with other people. It's just like an interview process, right? You can put your best foot forward, okay, do the best that you can, and then you leave and you meet somebody. You know, it's like, come on. A lot of the connections I've been saying have been made over the phone. We hear that all the time from everybody on this show. We have a connection. We've had a lot of good phone conversations. We would like to hear those conversations. We would like to hear how you connect. Production, hear us out. Throughout this episode and a lot of episodes, you've heard me say, such and such makes a production clip and says, such and such says in their production clip. They've said so much and more to production than the actual people that they're supposed to be getting to know. Have I not been saying that? Come on, I need y'all to post in the comments that your girl has been right, okay? And it's just like any other dating show. You need to be around each other. The audience needs to see what's going on, not behind the scenes. We don't want to hear through somebody else, well, we talked on the phone and so, because that helps us to understand. Well, I don't understand why he or she feels this way because we've talked over the phone and the audience doesn't know what you're talking about. Then you look crazy, okay? Because we don't know if the conversation happened. We don't know if you're adding or embellishing a story. We don't know any of that. So get it together, have them all in a mansion, have cameras all over the place, and have confessional rooms. So they're talking to the audience, quote unquote, and letting us know their feelings and not to a production team. If they go on a bad date and they're coming back home to the mansion, they can go into that confessional, you know, like the real world. I had a date with Moomin, but I didn't like the. Okay, we getting it instantly in that episode. How you feeling? What's going on? What y'all talked about? Everything we're seeing. And then weekly, monthly, whatever the case may be, every 2 weeks, they're all putting names into a box. Okay, and they read at the end of the week, if you have a host, whatever, to read the name, and the person whose names pops up more in the box, you're out of here. Okay. The reason why that would make the most sense, because mathematically you have these situations where you have the amount of people that are left, and why are you eliminating again? Okay, why are you eliminating again? Because you're getting rid of people numerically who are left, who are connecting with one another. It comes down to them making a choice, them sitting down one by one. Well, the ladies have blah, blah, blah. We think, well, I done said this too many times. Let's move on. We all saw the red flag at the beginning of the episode when Zadia was talking about the brown girl squad. As a brown girl, I'm putting you in time out for disrespecting the black girl magic. Your squad, okay, is not to uplift. What it's reflecting is, of course, what everybody's been saying, mean girl. But let me break something down to everybody, okay? Because it ain't no school days jigaboo against, y'all remember that in school days, talking about good and bad hair, whether you're dark and you're fat. We're not going to do that. No, ma'am. We're not going to do that. Y'all are all toxic, okay? Shiloh is the one that's exuded and exhibited the least amount of, if any, toxicity. We haven't even got to see her as much. You know what I mean? Because we have other people that have more drama and more camera time. We're really not being able to see that. Okay, we're not being able to see as many people's personalities because they're either at home, on the phone, at work, whatever. We really didn't get to talk to Tasia that long. We really haven't got to meet Sydney that long. We really haven't got to know who Shiloh is and her personality. Okay, because Shiloh seems to be more laid back and chill. Okay, let's talk about this toxicity of everybody. Let me tell you what they all have in common. There is a psychological process and things that I have been evaluating at home. Anybody with a science degree, such as myself, several science degrees, and you've taken your psychology classes, you've been able to analyze everybody through watching this process. Mumin, Zadia, let's talk about who has a lot in common. Mumin, Zadia, and Camille all have one thing in common: psychological possessive problems. Those behaviors with pouting, stirring up drama, and emotional swings up and down. You chill 1 minute and then you're not. Those are all attention-seeking behaviors which exude and bleed emotional instability, being unstable, okay? That stems from childhood issues that you need to solve. Let me tell you how I know this is true. You're being manipulative. All of them. And Sabrina, put her in there too. You say comments like you're incompetent of making your own decisions. Camille and Zadia have said such things as you're being manipulative, right? You're being manipulated. You're naive, right? Mumin said in this, you're being manipulated. And your views of me is being poisoned. Those comments just bleed. I want to manipulate you. That's what I'm doing. And I'm being passive aggressive because I'm telling you that even as a grown adult, that you cannot make your own decisions. Therefore, that makes you incompetent. Therefore, you need me. That is what they're doing. If they don't know they're doing that by the time they look at this playback and they look at themselves, I don't know what else to tell you. Sabrina is very controlling. I said that long time ago. Said Zadia had an anger issue. Said that long time ago. I said Mumin paints this picture like she's just, I'm waiting and I'm I said, oh no. The way that she speaks to people throughout this whole process just screamed fake. Been saying that, okay? Those issues, you guys, no matter if you're a male or female, those issues that you don't take hold of as an adult to get healing, to get counseling, to get psychological help, those things that were traumas with you as kids, when you're an adult, they take over and then they show up and show out. It shows up at work. It shows up how you talk to your friends. It shows up how you talk to your family. It shows how you plan and deal with things in your own life. Okay? And we're all seeing that. We're all seeing, and no matter which season or Ready to Love, that all of those behaviors have effects on how you date, how you marry, okay? All the people that think they can just do a few sessions speaking with a psychologist and they think, oh, I'm done. Oh, I got counseling. I had issues with my dad, but I got help for that. I'm good now. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it work, man. Those things that you have to work on and undo don't come undone with an hour or two sessions here and there. It don't work like that. It exudes, and those behaviors are showing why they all still single. It goes for the men and the women on this show. But we're talking about this episode and how the behaviors we're seeing in this episode. Sabrina, and saying that she supports Aisha and what she feels and how she feels. We saw your behavior when you talked to Frank. You was acting cuckoo and cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. Okay? You flipped your wig. Okay? And in this episode, are we in a relationship? Girl, what? Oh, we in a relationship? Then you want to throw it out there like it ain't nothing. Like it's just, here, you want a Kit Kat? You said, hey, I used to strip back in the day. And it wasn't just for a little bit. It's for 10 years. Girl, what? Stop it. William, let me just throw this in here for being petty. Y'all, I told y'all that Cornelius and William were beards. If you don't know what a beard is, ask your Devo friends what a beard means. I've explained this several times. Okay? A beard is, you want somebody on your arm. That's who's on your arm publicly. That's how you are publicly. But you don't know what you really want. So you might be tapping your toe into other things. They're beards, okay? Their behavior exudes beards. I've said to Cornelius, it's obvious that he has certain behaviors to where I could tell he has mommy issues. He wants to please everybody, okay? But he doesn't know how to express those feelings and saying, girl, get off my nuts. He don't have enough backbone to say that. He don't have enough backbone to say, it bothers me that blank, blank, blank. He doesn't have enough backbone to say that, you know what? That bothers me when you say this or when you do that. Even when production has questions on it. Do you think that Camilla's possessive? You're going to get me in trouble. That comes from mommy issues. That's mommy issues. Okay? Please see that. Just like how a lot of girls grow up to be big girls and not women. You have to kill off that little girl and let the grown woman take over. Cornelius has yet to address those baby boy issues, and you can tell. And I've said several times that Camille likes a good pushover, and Cornelius is the type that likes to be pushed. We've all seen those relationships. I don't care if you see him at church, at work, or whatever. Where you go home and the woman be talking to the guy all crazy. And you be talking to your friends like, she be beating him when they get home. I know she be hitting him. Can't you tell? Because they can't get a word in to save themselves. When it was the energy at the table of the cattiness going back and forth, William was just loving it. He was just like, he had that glass like, yeah, spill the tea, honey. I saw that body language. He had that glass and he was pressing them lips together and he wanted to say, ooh, child, for the gods, spill the tea. And Cornelius is just sitting there like they was looking like they was watching TV. Like, what's next? Like he wanted them to start fighting. They love the drama. We only had Dante and Phil to say, all right, let me pull Aisha from this, because Aisha would have pulled that East Coast Timberland boot out and would have got the stomping. Okay, stomp. Hey, y'all, my people, stay stomp. About to stomp on Camille's face. Stomp. About to stomp on her. On Zadia. Stomp on her. Stomp. I was like, girl, don't do it. And is that for? Don't get the East Coast on the short South Side girls. Don't do it. Everybody's screaming mean girl this, mean girl that. A true mean girl is not those two. Those two are just broken people. Okay? They holding hands. They need that support. They're weaklings. Mean girls are strong. Okay? And they got enough power to verbally execute everybody at the table. Them, not so much. Those are not true mean girls. True mean girls, they already got everything that they want. Okay? They not asking for nothing. Come on. True mean girls, come on. They not mean girls. They don't have what it takes to be a mean girl. Trust me, I've been in drill team, drill leading, track, and I've watched how mean girls act, and that ain't it. They just catty. They being mean because they like to poke and all this other stuff. And I've said before that girls like that in Dallas get jumped. If you think you're a mean girl, it's people that are meaner that could be called up to do that one drive-through beat down, and I guarantee that you will have nothing to say for the rest of for the rest of your days, because you'll learn when you get that good hit to your Abdullah Amgada, shoulda shoulda, you get quiet. Okay, they use that camera time, knowing with security, knowing they can say their little statements, that they got away with it. Okay, a mean girl in real life would have been saying that right to her face, to Aisha's face. Now, Aisha, girl, I love you. I understood what you were saying, but girl, don't waste your breath and don't waste your time to people that don't want to hear it. You do come off sometimes as if, you want people to understand where you're coming from. I get it. You have an opinion. But girl, sometimes it's just like, just save your air. Some people ain't trying to hear it. They don't care. You can voice your opinion. And if they ain't trying to hear it, then they ain't trying to hear it. They're not worth your energy and getting so upset. You know what I mean? They're not worth it. And then the way the guys handle it, just sitting there like they're watching TV, not doing nothing, that says a lot. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Oh, I wasn't shocked at all. I wasn't shocked at all by anything that happened, because if you've been listening to me, I've been saying the same stuff, and it's like I predicted it all. Like I was Negro Damas, okay? I already said this stuff a long time ago, and I hope you thought about me when you saw the episode. That's the same thing Bunny said. That's the same thing Bunny said. Same stuff. Then the fact that she said, oh, wait till I see you at the reunion, and wait till they're already over it. Okay, the fact that they're stretching out these episodes so much lets me know that there's not enough footage. There's not enough of anything. Just wrap up the season. Call it a day. Let's hurry up. Let's get to the reunion. The reunion gonna be stretched out, as I don't know what they're gonna divide that in probably 4 parts for no reason. Let's get this season over with. It's a wrap. It's done. Start the new season. Get everybody COVID tested in this summer 2022. Put them all in a mansion. Put them somewhere tropical. Put them in a mansion. Let them do their thing. Vote off people weekly and call it a day. That would be the best season y'all have ever had. Tommy, we don't need you, but every blue moon, okay, that should be an easy season for you. We don't need you, but when it's time to eliminate, you just pop up and you pull the names out the box, okay, like dang Survivor on the island. And I bet you that season will be thebomb.com, okay? Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. I know some of y'all was like, dang, where the review at? But girl, keep in mind, people, that, YouTube ain't paying the bills yet. So we still got to work up in here, and, the people be tired of stuff. But anyway, check out those shows in the pinned comment. And I will make sure to have the review of this one on Friday up faster, of course, especially because I know that, I know it's going to be some mess in the next episode. It's going to be crazy. But anywho, leave your comments. I can't wait to read them and respond. Also, follow me on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_E. DM me your thoughts, message me your thoughts, whatever the case may be. Make sure to like this video. And in the meantime, in between time, check out Queens. If you haven't checked that out, check out those pinned shows that I have in the comments. I really think that y'all would like that in that pinned comment. Check that out. Also look forward to new videos, more things coming. I have several announcements to make. Take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, bye.